The Dallas Cowboys have had some good fortunes in the last few decades, as there have been very few moments where the team has been mired in perennial losing or head coaching instability. Even if they don't win a title, Dallas is routinely in the hunt. With Tom Landry being the head coach for 29 consecutive seasons, Dallas made themselves into the league's most iconic franchise. Just a handful of men have been able to succeed. Landry, Dallas head coaching club remains one of the most elusive in all of sports to gain entry to. While Landry ushered in the best era of Cowboys football, and his successor managed to replicate his championship success, there were a handful of ill-fated hires that sent Dallas into a spiral that took years to recover from. Every Dallas Cowboys head coach ever. Tom Landry, 1960 to 1988, 250 wins. The history of the Cowboys begins with Landry, who will never see his team coaching wins record surpassed. After struggling at the beginning of the franchise's existence, Landry would transform his squad into America's team on the back of an unprecedented period of winning of consistency. Landry, who appeared in 5 Super Bowls and won 2 with Dallas, missed the playoffs only one time between 1966 and 1983. The tail end of his tenure ended in an awkward way, but Landry remains the most iconic figure in franchise history for a reason. There will never be another quite like him. Jimmy Johnson, 1989 to 93, 44 wins. Friction with former college teammate and Cowboys owner Jerry Jones cut his time in Dallas short after 5 seasons. In those 5 seasons, however, Johnson built a dynasty that contains some of the most iconic players and teams the league has ever seen. Taking the team from a 1-15 black hole of talent in 1989 to a champion in just 4 seasons, Johnson helped build a defense loaded with Hall of Famers alongside the iconic triplets of Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. Johnson was finally inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2020, which was well overdue. Barry Switzer, 1994 to 97, 40 wins. The first 2 years of Switzer and the last 2 years could not have been more different. Switzer was able to win a Super Bowl in 1995, making it 3 in 4 years. Soon, however, the former Oklahoma coach found himself mired in controversy and losing despite an elite team around him. A divisional loss to the Panthers, then in their second year of existence, ended 1996 on a sour note before a 6-10 campaign led to his firing. Friction with Aikman and an inability to break through with some of the most talented rosters in the league made Switzer a somewhat cursed name in Dallas. Sean Gailey, 1998 to 1999, 18 wins. Gailey's 18-14 record in 2 years as a coach may not look too bad, especially coming off a 1997 horror show. However, the mystique of those Cowboys teams of the 1990s were gone, and Gailey's fairly basic offenses were unable to elevate a team that still had plenty of holdovers from the glory days. Dave Campo, 2000 to 2002, 15 wins. Campo built up a ton of goodwill as defensive backs coach under Johnson and defensive coordinator under Switzer. He ruined it with 3 terrible 5-11 seasons in a row, becoming the only coach in Cowboys history to finish with a losing record. The Quincy Carter era was brutal to watch. Bill Parcells, 2003 to 2006, 34 wins. Parcells is one of the greatest coaches ever, but he is often criticized for not winning a playoff game in 4 seasons with the Cowboys. However, he had 4 primary starting quarterbacks in 4 years with Dallas, 2 of which were the aforementioned Carter and 41-year-old post-injury Vinny Testaverde. Parcells reeled off 3 winning seasons out of 4 despite subpar overall rosters and inconsistency at quarterback. Getting Testaverde or Drew Bledsoe in their prime may have helped his tenure in Dallas go differently. Wade Phillips, 2007 to 2010, 34 wins. Some coaches are amazing coordinators and poor head coach, and Phillips falls into that category. Hired after ill-fated stints in Denver and Buffalo, Phillips started strong with a 13-3 debut season. After 2 more winning seasons, a 1-7 start in 2010 prompted his firing. He found work as a defensive coordinator for years after, as his acumen on that side was never questioned. Jason Garrett, 2010 to 2019, 85 wins. Garrett was one of the most frustrating watches for any coach in recent NFL history. His teams were good enough to make the playoffs and steamroll opponents with strong offenses in the regular season, but they always seemed to run out of gas near the end of the season and in the playoffs. Garrett only had one losing season in Dallas, 2015, when Tony Romo got hurt, but he has just 2 playoff wins to his name by a combined 6 points. Garrett can raise a team's floor, but he was unable to break through for a championship. He is currently in broadcasting, away from coaching. Mike McCarthy, 2020-42 wins. The McCarthy era hasn't gone according to plan, as the same pattern of winning in the regular season and fizzling in the playoffs seems to be repeating itself. Hopefully, a new year will be the change the team needs.